Hello and welcome to Iron Port, your authoritative maritime current affairs television program that has been designed to bring Ghana's port and maritime industry closer to you closer to the port and maritime industry. We also discuss trading issues that have some direct or indirect effect on the port business. It is proudly brought to you by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, the Ghana Revenue Authority, Goyle Company Limited, Serene Insurance, and Ghana Link. Our media partner is the Business and Financial Times. Viewers, today we are revisiting the conversation on the African Continental Free Trade Area. There has been some interesting introductions which include the After Adjustment Facility Fund and the Pan-African Payments and Settlement System. These are all initiatives that are intended to boost the market integration efforts. To help us break this down for you and to see how traders stand to benefit, we had with us a trade expert, an after expert, Louis Yao Afo, to delve into this matter. Take a listen. The African Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat, in conjunction with the African Export-Import Bank, has introduced the After Adjustment Facility Fund to support party states cope with the new liberalized and integrated trading environment. It has been reported that the resources required for the adjustment fund over the next 5 to 10 years are estimated at $10 billion. In a recent press release by AfriExim Bank, it was revealed that the bank has already committed $1 billion towards the After Adjustment Fund. Speaking on Iron Port, trade practitioner and after expert Louis Yao Afo revealed that the original concept of the Adjustment Facility Fund was to cushion the category of countries who would be marginalized by the free trade.
Or the original concept was to support, it was just initially it was credit, to support countries whose productive capacity, they were going to be marginalized. And for the first years of their liberalization, they cannot withstand the shocks.
He said the funding facility, which is more or less contributions from member states, will not apply interest rates to beneficiaries. The after expert said the fund has been categorized into two, namely the general fund and the base fund.
There are about 7 clusters. So the base fund is going to support the implementation of the clusters. So for example, if you take something like trade infrastructure, there are a lot of infrastructure gaps that most of the party actors have.
He noted that the adjustment fund is in no way intended to make up for budget shortfalls of governments, but will be disbursed based on merit. Louis Yao Afo also indicated that private sector entities most likely to benefit from this funding facility are well-structured corporations with a clear export potential.
If you go to every country, the supervising agency of this after is the Ministries of Trade. So every Ministry of Trade, I don't know the name some call this, yes, but every Ministry of Trade is supposed to supervise the implementation of AfCTA. Therefore, it's reasonable to say the Ministry of Trade will come out with plans and arrangements. So, for example, what I gave, if you belong to an association, you belong, in fact, that is one of the ways they are going to target. AfriExim Bank is going to support associations, cooperatives, structured groups who are potentially strong. So what they will do is that they will support financial institutions to help these groups.
The after expert also said one of the benefits of the adjustment facility is in the provision of technical assistance to governments and other after players in the continent. He stressed on the need to provide potential exporters market intelligence of the export viabilities of party states. He urged African countries to capitalize on their comparative advantages within the after trade and beyond.
We need to provide the potential exporters or whatever, the market intelligence of the export viabilities of these member states. Without that, it will be difficult. And that is what very soon the After Secretariat will be publishing at what they call the Africa Trade Observatory, a website where country A will publish all the list of products he feels that he's going to liberalize. Country B is going to publish. And if you change course, you have to write to the After Secretariat that, look, I have changed this. So you can't just, on your will, decide that, no, I brought a list, I've liberalized it. I just thought of it last night that I want to change it. I'm no more, no, you don't do that. So that is the way we can be able to support the export drive. The whole idea about AfCTA is about how do we trade among ourselves?
Yes.
How do we stop the raw materials we are exporting outside Africa? That is the whole concept. Why is it that if you look at East Africa before, after, Kenya, between Kenya and Ethiopia, Kenya's coffee, does it reach Ethiopian market?
Yeah.
No. A lot goes outside. Why? Ethiopia's comparative advantage. Does Kenya benefit? No. That is what AfCTA seeks to do. So you look at your comparative advantages and export among yourselves.
Exactly.
Louis Afo, who is the executive director of the AfCTA Policy Network, hinted at the need for more financial institutions like the AfriExim Bank to support the continental free trade.
We need more banks like AfriExim Bank. Because if AfriExim Bank decides today, that, or any other bank decides that let me give you higher interest rate for the concessional loans or concessional fund support I'll give you, it will not help you. Why? Because if, for example, we all want to play a major role in terms of global trade, and then you have interest rate at 2% by European Union. If European Union Bank is giving 2% rates to a country C in Europe, and then you, an African country, you too, the opportunity by which you get support, the interest rate is less about 8%. Give yourselves 5 years. Country A in Europe, country A in Africa, and see who will do better. Of course, 5 years' time, the country within that low interest rate will produce and supply to you.
Business transactions under the African Continental Free Trade Area are expected to be made convenient and efficient with the introduction of the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System. The POPs, initiated by the AfriExim Bank with endorsement from the various heads of state, will ensure that the plurality of currencies do not become a hindrance to trade. An AfCTA expert and trade practitioner, Louis Yao Afo, explained how the POPs works.
An individual, I'll go to my commercial bank, I advise my commercial bank, I want to transfer using papers. I make that instruction. So it means that whatever amount I want to transfer to you, it may be Nigeria, Senegal, whatever, I don't need your currency. I don't need dollar. They will settle it in my currency, and you receive it in your currency. So they take away that bottlenecks, the delays, and it's just about 8 seconds.
He revealed that many enormous benefits reside with the POPs introduction, including benefits to financial technology companies.
If a commercial bank ABC have customers or clients, and those clients are, let's say, ICT tech firms or fintech firms, the commercial bank can subcontract an opportunity, or perhaps can work closely with these third parties to support a bit of what they do, so that it will not be like only a government machinery.
He described the POPs as a major milestone that would not only make trade easier, but would save Africa billions of dollars.
80% of transfers hit outside Africa before coming down, and it's estimated $5 billion of loss every year.
All right, so that was an excerpt from our discussion with the AfCTA experts. We hope all the expectations for these initiatives are fully met. Now let us listen to some comments from viewers on this particular subject. This one is from Alasan from Tamale. He says, government has to identify the various potentials from each region in the country and strategically invest into such resources in order for us to participate meaningfully and benefit from AfCTA. Hello Alasan, thank you for your contribution. The AfCTA expert agrees with you and said, it is important for government to leverage on GPHA's national export development strategy and align it with the AfCTA objectives. This one is from MFA in Ashaliboche. She asked, in terms of AfCTA integration, are there KPIs to measure the outcomes to be achieved? Hi MFA, Louis Afo said, while there hasn't been any publicly declared KPIs, countries' efforts under the Boosting Intra-Africa Trade is the Secretariat way of measuring each country's success under the AfCTA. All right, folks, that's all we have so far on the AfCTA Adjustment Facility Fund. and the Pan-African Payments and Settlement System. Iron Port returns after this break.
Every now and again, Goil makes good things happen. This time, Goil has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. Goil Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. Goil Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. Goil Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with Goil Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. Goil has that sorted. Goil, good energy.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Tell God, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Impressive factory. If only I had listened to you, I wouldn't have been in this mess. That devastating fire virtually wiped out the whole factory and my warehouse.
Remember my misfortunes last year? Serene Insurance Asset All Risk Fire policy that I took were there to pay for my damaged stocks in the warehouse. And my machines that were affected by the floods have been replaced. My accident vehicle is back on the road thanks to Serene Insurance Motor Policy. Currently, my goods are on the IC, covered with their marine cargo insurance policy. I was just telling Ajima about Serene Insurance.
Oh, Ajima,
tell him more.
As a road contractor, I make sure I do my contractors all risk insurance for the projects and then workers' compensation for all the workers on site. With Serene Insurance, they will make sure they will cover your unknown tomorrow today.
Serene Insurance, a new face of insurance. Call us now.
Welcome back. Now a few local port and maritime related news and activities next.
The Minister of Transport, Kweku Furesiama, has commissioned the Paga Track Park following its reconstruction by the Ghana Port and Harbors Authority. The track park used to be in a very deplorable state, especially during the rainy seasons, with instances recorded when tracks overturned due to the poor nature of the ground. The 30,000 square meter project, which is at a cost of 18 million Ghana cedis, has facilities such as fire hydrants, light mast bays, sanitary facilities including washrooms, an ablution area, and prayer shed for the convenience and use of truck drivers and other visitors to the track park. There is also the installation of razor wire rules on the track park fence wall for enhanced security and drainage improvements at the entrance of the track park. Commissioning the project, the Minister for Transport, Kweku Furesiama, said the facility will promote Ghana's international trade and attract businesses to the country.
The construction of this track park is yet another intervention in addition to a similar facility in Tema. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to use this opportunity to reiterate that government, through the ministry and its agencies, is constantly on the lookout for prospects and opportunities that will inure to the benefit of our stakeholders. This government is very passionate when it comes to the facilitation of international trade because it comes with a lot of benefit and leverage for the country and sub-region as a whole.
He said government will continue to invest in port infrastructure and cutting-edge technology to modernize and make Ghana's port and transit corridor the preferred choice within the sub-region. The board chairman of GPHA, Isaac Osei, was optimistic that the facility will further enhance mutual cooperation among the Sahel regions.
This truck park has been built to facilitate the smooth flow of cargo. But the truth is that it's not just about cargo. It is also about people. It's about the relationships that we establish amongst the people who live on either side of the border. The facilities which have been provided here is telling us that we are really talking about the mutual cooperation between our people. Drivers come here, they have a place to rest. They have a place where they can say their prayers.
He charged GPHA and its stakeholders to work in concert and see to the regular maintenance of the facility. The Director General of GPHA, Michael Luguje, said GPHA was making frantic efforts to make Ghana's transit corridor attractive and also the leader in the sub-region.
For us in Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, we have witnessed a steady growth in transit cargo through our ports of Tema and port of TAKORADI. Our focus is to become the leading corridor. And indeed, because the ports are not just what is in Tema and TAKORADI, every road that links to the port, every corridor that maritime transport passes through or cargo flows through is part and parcel of the port. If the ports are excellent and the road is bad, cargo cannot flow in and out. That is part of the effort that has resulted in the investment that has been done in this particular facility.
He added that the project will facilitate economic transformation and regional trade.
Players within the African continent are exploring various actionable means of enhancing trade and facilitating the movement of goods in the era of the continental free trade. One of such groups is the TRADEMARK East Africa, an aid for trade organization which is currently playing a pivotal role in the upcoming trade facilitation project to enhance trade and movement of goods in West Africa. Because of this, TMEA has paid a working visit to the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority and technical visits to operational areas in the port of Tema, as well as various stakeholders of the maritime trade in Tema as part of a scoping study. During an exchange with management of the port of Tema, the delegation from TRADEMARK East Africa revealed that these processes follow an MOU the organization has with the AfCTA Secretariat to boost the fortunes of Africa through liberalization of trade.
The Secretary General of the CFTA, Bankele Mene, the Secretariat, came to Nairobi and asked TRADEMARK if they would be able to work in more countries in the continent. And that led to the signing of a MOU between TRADEMARK East Africa, or TRADEMARK, and the Secretariat for the CFTA in Lome in September.
And we want now to expand our operations here to support the private sector and the government entities in trade. And that's the reason why we visited. Ports are important infrastructure when it comes to trade, so definitely as important points. That's why they're interested in coming down to Tema.
The General Manager of Operations at the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Gavin Amavi, said GPHA aligns with the objectives that make trade easier and convenient for the people of Africa.
The need to look at MOUs in the region, African trade, that will really help us more. So we know each other. Once a while we visit each other. Once a while we check on our tariffs and see how we are going. And above all, what he indicated as payment structure, we need to take it very seriously.
The port of TAKORADI is concerned about the growing threats of piracy and insecurity in the Gulf of Guinea. The port is cognizant of its role in the maritime trade, especially Ghana's burgeoning oil and gas industry, and as such, taking steps to improve its security against these threats. One of such steps is demonstrated in the recently organized security exercise code named MT Tagger 4, intended to test and enhance the coordination procedures and response processes against likely security threats to the port facility and ships at its anchorage. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority collaborated with the Western Naval Command, the Marine Police, the Ghana Air Force, National Intelligence Bureau, National Security, Customs, Ghana Immigration Service, and the Ghana Maritime Authority. The various agencies collaborated for a coordinated response to a simulated hijacking at the liquid bulk terminal at the port. The successful exercise most importantly tested the interoperability of the various agencies while fishing out existing gaps to improve on. This exercise fulfills a requirement of the International Ship and Port Facility Security Code and enhances the Port of Takoradi's enviable position of being one of the safest ports in the sub-region.
The Port of Takoradi remains safe for maritime business, and we assure everybody that the Port Facility Committee is working in making sure that we are in good business.
The doctors at the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority Hospital in Takoradi have participated in the Operations Hernia initiative, a training program designed to train medical officers in the repair of hernias using the surgical mesh method. This method has been globally identified as tension-free and safe, reducing the incidence of recurrence of hernia. The training program included theoretical and practical sessions on the proper treatment procedures. The program is seen as essential, with the GPHA hospital serving as one of the key health institutions serving thousands of people in the secondary Takoradi metropolis. This initiative was organized by the Hernia Society Ghana with the goal of reducing complications associated with hernia in the society. The head of health services at the Port of Takoradi, Dr. George Tedakabi, underscored the importance of the hernia project.
There are a number of our compatriots who cannot afford to pay for the full cost of hernia repair, and therefore they keep it for a long time on themselves till some of them even get complications. So the hernia program or project came to assist such people. So they are only made to pay just for a pittance, and for that matter they are able to go through the operations without any complications.
A surgeon with the Hernia Society Ghana, Dr. David Olaiwola, advocated for the early treatment of hernias.
When you use the mesh, the whole aim is that it helps you to reduce the risk of recurrence to the barest minimum. So you imagine using a very cheap method to do it, and then it comes back again. Use the same cheap method to do it, it comes back again. You can estimate how much you have spent all the times it's coming back. But if you do it with a method that may be a bit more expensive than those other ones, but it helps you to sort the problem once and for all, so that you don't have to come back again.
Let us also take a look at some international port and maritime related news. Several container shipping majors have temporarily suspended bookings to and from Russia amid the Russian military attack on Ukraine. The booking suspensions are a result of severe sanctions on Russia imposed by governments around the world. The international sanctions target Russian transport, energy, and financial sectors. Danish container shipping and logistics giant Maersk said it is temporarily halting new bookings within ocean, air, and intercontinental rail to and from Russia because the stability and safety of its operations are directly or indirectly impacted. Exempted from the booking suspension to and from Russia are foodstuff, medical, and humanitarian supplies. The suspension began on March 1, 2022 and covers all Russian gateway ports. Russian ships have been banned from ports in the United Kingdom following a fresh raft of UK sanctions against Russia on March 1, 2022. The ban includes any vessel owned or operated by anyone connected to Russia, and authorities will also gain new powers to detain Russian vessels. The ban was introduced together with additional economic measures, including against the Russian Central Bank and the State Sovereign Wealth Fund. The new measures prohibit UK individuals and entities from providing financial services to the Central Bank of the Russian Federation, as well as the Ministry of Finance and National Wealth Fund. A large cargo vessel carrying cars from Germany to the United States sank Tuesday in the mid-Atlantic, 13 days after a fire broke out on board. MOL Ship Management in Singapore said in a statement that Felicity Ace, which was carrying nearly 4,000 luxury cars like Porsches, Lamborghinis, Bentleys and Volkswagen, along with several high-end electric vessels, sank about 400 kilometers off Portugal's Azores Island, as it was being told. A salvage team had put out the fire. The ship's manager said the 200-meter-long vessel listed to starboard before going under. The Portuguese Navy confirmed the sinking, saying it occurred outside Portuguese waters. A Portuguese Air Force helicopter evacuated the 22 crew members when the fire first broke out, setting the ship adrift. Ocean-going tugboats with firefighting equipment had been hosing down the ship's hull to cool it. Folks, it's time for the schedule of vessels that have berthed within the port, those at anchorage and those expected in the coming weeks, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rates, which you may need to know to clear your cargo with. All right, this is where we draw the curtains on today's edition of Iron Port. We hope you've been educated. Remember, you can watch all Iron Port content on our YouTube channel, Iron Port. Thank you for watching.